It was a calculated act of pure, malicious spite. On August 24, 1853, a notoriously arrogant millionaire pushed his dinner plate away, triggering a kitchen war that would accidentally reshape human biology forever. This is the forensic file on how a single angry chef sliced a simple vegetable paper thin, creating a multi-billion-dollar addiction that the human brain genetically cannot resist. If you want to uncover the hidden tactics behind history's greatest accidents, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell right now. The battlefield was Moon's Lake House, a luxury resort tucked away in Saratoga Springs, New York. The elite of society gathered here to flaunt their wealth, and on this particular evening a regular customer was making a scene. He claimed his fried potatoes were too thick, too soggy, and completely unbefitting of his status. In the kitchen stood George Crum, a fiercely independent chef of Native American and African American descent who was not known for taking insults lightly. Instead of apologizing or remaking the dish traditionally, Crum decided to engage in psychological warfare. He grabbed a fresh potato, pressed his knife flat against the cutting board, and began slicing. He didn't just make them thinner, he sliced them so thin that the translucent sheets were practically see-through. He dropped these fragile ribbons into a vat of boiling oil, frying them until they were as brittle as glass, and then smothered them in a ruthless amount of heavy salt. This dish was never meant to be enjoyed. It was engineered to be a jagged, salty insult, designed to break the customer's teeth, ruin his palate, and humiliate him in front of the entire dining room. Crum placed the golden shards on a luxury plate and sent them out to the dining room, waiting for the inevitable outrage. But the outrage never came. The sound that echoed through the restaurant wasn't a scream of anger, but a loud, resonant crunch. The arrogant customer didn't just eat them, he was captivated. He demanded another round, and within weeks, Saratoga chips became the defining luxury obsession of the American upper class. What started as an act of pure kitchen malice had accidentally unlocked a profound, dangerous vulnerability in human biology. Decades later, food scientists would look back at Crum's accidental invention and realize he had stumbled upon a terrifying neurological mechanism. When you bite into a modern potato chip, you aren't just eating food, you are triggering a highly coordinated chemical trap. The human brain is hardwired to seek out three specific things for survival: rapid fat delivery, high sodium, and high caloric density. Crum's method created a food item that delivers fat and salt to the tongue instantly, but because the chip is paper thin, it shatters and dissolves almost immediately in the mouth. This creates a psychological phenomenon known to modern food scientists as vanishing caloric density. When a food item melts rapidly, your brain receives a massive burst of pleasure signals from the salt and fat, but your stomach registers no actual volume. The brain is effectively tricked into believing that you haven't eaten anything at all. The neurological feedback loop is never completed, leaving the hunger signal permanently turned on. This is the exact reason why the human body is physically incapable of stopping after eating just one chip. It is a biological lock and key mechanism, where the key is a microscopic layer of salt and oil, and the lock is your brain's evolutionary instinct to consume energy. As the Industrial Revolution took hold, corporate empires realized the immense financial power behind this biological flaw. What began as a hand-sliced weapon of spite in a New York resort was quickly weaponized on a massive, industrial scale. Mechanical slicers replaced the chef's knife, mass-production fryers replaced the kitchen vats, and advanced packaging kept the chips perfectly brittle across thousands of miles. Scientists spent millions perfecting the exact acoustic frequency of the crunch, knowing that the louder the snap, the more fresh the brain perceives the food to be. They engineered the dust to stick to your fingers, forcing a secondary taste response that restarts the entire eating cycle. Today, billions of these golden shards are consumed every single day across the globe. We walk into grocery stores and buy them by the bagful, entirely unaware that we are participating in a multi-decade legacy of commercialized warfare. Every time you open a bag, hear that signature pop of nitrogen gas, and bite down on a perfectly salted chip, you are experiencing the exact chemical reaction that a vengeful chef used to humiliate an elite customer over a century ago. George Crum wanted to teach a lesson in humility, but instead, he gave the corporate world a perfect formula for infinite consumer demand. The world was sliced paper thin, and humanity has been trapped inside that crunch ever since. If you found this forensic breakdown of history's most addictive accident fascinating, don't leave without hitting the subscribe button. Drop a comment down below with the food item or historical mystery you want us to investigate next, and turn on notifications so you never miss a file. Thank you for watching, and stay sharp.